figured, okay, when they come, we're going to be the first to have to face them. But we have seen, you look across the Jordan River over there, and every morning or every night, whenever it fell, we're watching manna fall from heaven, and God's feeding those people with that manna. God's taking care of those people. We can look over there 3 months from today, and their shoes will be the same as they were 3 months ago. Their clothes are not wearing out. And God is watching over. God's taking care of those people. And God is doing something in them. And they're not even, the thing is, they didn't know this in Jericho, but the people, as they wandered around the desert, didn't even realize all that God was doing in them. Isn't it amazing that we probably don't realize what God's doing in us either? And so it is that as they walk. But here's one, I want to say little woman. I don't know if she was little or not. But don't laugh. I'm not suggesting she was big, okay? But I'm just saying there's one little woman in this town that hears, she watches, and she hears the talk around town. And forgive me again, this is Tuttle theology, but I think she maybe had changed her profession maybe before the spies ever came to her door, because of what she had heard over there about what was going on over there. And she got to thinking, boy, if I had my chance, I'd fall in line with that God and I'd serve him. And now these two spies come, and of all of the many people who lived in Jericho, they just happen up at whose door? Her door. And we can get into some debate, but I'm going to tell you what I wrote down here. The only reason that she would lie to her own people to protect strangers was because she believed that God would give Israel the victory. Now we can argue, was it right or was it wrong? What we're going to do is just deal with what happened, okay? But the reason she did it is because she believed we're doomed. We have no hope but God. Wouldn't it be great if we ourselves just reached the place where we said, hey, we're doomed? Our hope is in God and him alone. Amen. There is no other. There's nobody else that we can trust. And so she did what she did, regardless. You can call it right, you can call it wrong, but she did what she did, and the only reason she did it is because she believed that God was going to give them the victory. She had a faith that, you know what? If I talk to these guys, I've showed them kindness, they'll return it. And she said, hey, do me one favor. When you folks come over here, would you just protect me, and not just me, but my family as well? And they said, tell you what, you hang a scarlet thread from your window, and we'll know that that's your house, and we'll not bother it. And when you think of the destruction of Jericho, if I remember the story right, her house was about the only thing left standing. And she went with them. And here's what faith could do. Faith not only saved her, but God even went so far as to place this Gentile woman in the right place among the right people, to find the right husband, to put her in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Now, this one here, we don't even have to question. We look back up at verse 29 and we say, wow, we didn't even realize they had any faith, okay? Verse 31, we see faith scattered all over that thing. I mean, the whole of the situation yells and screams, faith, faith, faith. And we have this idea in our minds sometimes that, That's what God did then, and that's what he did for them. But if there is no shadow of turning in God, and if he is the Lord who changes not, as he said in his word, then will he not do the same for us? Amen. And all we have to do is trust. And I think this can be one of the most challenging passages of Scripture to faith for us, to walk in faith. When we look back at those who have gone on and we see what God did for them, and we come to the understanding that they were not special people. They were people just like you and me. They had the same problems, the same hurts, the same issues to face in life. They may not have had, it was a different time, but they still had the same problems that we have in life. And God went with each and every one of them. And he protected them. He watched over it. He guarded them. And don't you think he'd do it for us if we just walk in faith? Any questions or comments?